So I like to tell people that what we do is magic. So we'll take tiny little beads, transform them into larger products. A lot of times when you're talking other manufacturers working with metals and wood, they're taking something large, turning something small. We're doing the reverse. So that's why I call it magic. We can take all these tiny beads, turn them into a sled, a kayak, one of those cases over there, a swimming pool ladder, whatever it might be.
We originally made this sled for the Marx Company, which was a toy company that was started in 1919. They went belly up in 1980, but people will be familiar with it because they had made the original Rock'em Sock'em robots and the original Big Wheels. The original name for this product line back in the early 70s was the Snow Toboggan, all one word. Today is the first day since, I want to say 1978, that sled has run at Comfort Plastics. And that sled volume was really decent to the point where we probably saturated the market in the Northeast and across the North Central U.S. So we're looking at 2023 in a nostalgic way because it's our 50th anniversary. And we thought about bringing back the sled because not only there's nostalgia for us, but the nostalgia of the people who used it as a child and then still use it to this day. We get inquiries, probably 6 to 12 every single winter, where they say, I want that sled because I grew up with it, I loved it, and I want to share it with my kids and my grandkids. And some of the people still use it to this day. We have one fella who sent in a message back in 2018, his name is Rick. He said, here I am at 40 years of age, 240 pounds, still using the sled that I loved when I was a child. So it's great to see that his passion, his love for that product is what inspires us to bring this back to life. Yep, the one on the right is the ancient one from the 70s. I had one, got a lot of use out of it, and went down a lot of hills out in the farm country where I live, going down the ravines, and it was a lot of fun, and mine has survived the test of time. And the nice thing about making them today is now I have them for my kids because I looked at mine in recent years only as a museum piece because it was the last one I could hold on to. Sure, we have all these customers out there that still have them, but that one was mine, and I didn't want it to be damaged. And ultimately, this thing proved to be the thing that allows us to bring it back to life because we had the mold maker, who's based right here in Tonawanda, digitize that product to be able to make the mold from that. And had we not had access to that, we would just been flying by the seat of our pants and drawing it. Doesn't have a name yet. So the next 2 months are going to be crunch time. So we're working on the pricing, working on the boxes, everything we have to do to create that storefront on Amazon. But at the same time, we've got to figure out a name. And we have a whole whiteboard of all these different names we have to go through. So now we've got to narrow it down to the best. And then we've got to take that to the lawyers and make sure that we're not going against anyone's trademarks, anything related to winter sports. So the fact that we're bringing back the sled as is from the 1970s would probably be scoffed at, but it's good to be crazy, especially when you're dealing with nostalgia and people's love for it, because if there's love then and love now, we want to make love for the future because we're not just making a sled. I look at it as anything that we do here, whether it's the sled or the Pool and Spa products, we're making smiles and we're making memories, and that's what we want to sell.